Hello everyone. This video could have been made few days back, though I was not able to accept something like this happening in the heart of India, the capital of this country, around 100 meters from where we teach the students. It is indeed a great anguish, an immense grief or emotional turmoil that we all are going through. The students are sitting day and night protesting in this humid, high temperature climate, and obviously with minimal or no means. Most of these students are studying and then they are sitting there for their friends, for their fraternity, for their community. And of course, such an emergent situation takes away your attention from anything else. Right? Classes have been stopped. We all had been there throughout the day. Though obviously I personally do not want to influence the real passion and the intent with which these students are demanding their rights, the basic privileges to which they are entitled, not just as a student but also as a citizen. The three students plus Nilesh Singh or Nilesh Rai, who was electrocuted technically because of, again, the failure of the civic bodies. So I am just to express my grief, along with a lot of other students with whom I was there throughout the day yesterday, though it was not very clear that what attitude the government or the authorities have towards this mass mobilization. There were three elements which were visible. One was the student, other was the political party, and the other was the students' unions. So students' unions and UPSC aspirants need to be distinguished. The movement related to students' union might, to a large extent, impact negatively the demands of these students, because these students, though spread throughout the country, the UPSC aspirants, the first important issue is specifically regarding what is happening here. Right? That is the ground zero. That is the first focus of this entire movement should be what has happened, why it has happened, who is responsible, and what steps needed to be taken. How this incident should be given justice for. That is the first question. All those who are responsible, answerable, coaching institution, civic administration, local leaders, civic members, right? All of them, the government, all of them, police, all of them need to first answer for the lapses. The inquiries and the decisions or the action must be taken against them, specifically pinpointing those people, those authorities, those systems which were directly responsible first for this event. The larger issue comes later. Compensation for the parents and the families, right? A written apology by them to these family members. Any other student who was stuck, it's not just these, it is a big grief that these students, these aspirants are no more with us. Right? Nothing can be more grieving, more painful than this. But all those students who were stuck there, all of them, at that point of time, right, they all deserve the support, the you can say the well-deserved respect, well-deserved, you can say the authorities and the systems must ask their forgiveness for what they have done. The 3 students and the Nilesh, the 4th one in Patel Nagar, and obviously many more could have been there if by a stroke of fortune they have not survived. So all those who survived this, because they went through the same pain, all those who survived it must also be duly compensated. That is my personal opinion, though it would be opinion of most of you and the students. It is indeed a question mark on the entire process of preparation. Right? I'm not specifying any coaching. Right? There are obviously institutions which have flouted norms. They have become too big to sustain themselves. That's the biggest issue. They have become too hierarchical that the teachers or the educators who started these systems, they no more remain educators now. They are real estate agents. They are educators online. They are celebrities now. They are running massive businesses. So they themselves are no more educators or teachers. So calling their institutions, educational institution itself is a question mark, what I feel. They are no more the educators. Right? They are more like the machines, the factories, right, which are just acquiring products and delivering some service. So the idea here is that whatever action we need to take, whatever students are doing, we are always there with them, right? Physically, morally, financially, in whatever way we can be, right? But whatever movement they are starting, they should be very clear what exactly they want. Compensation for the victims, compensation for all those who were stranded in this particular process, and that is no doubt about it. Right? These students, all of them have faced equal circumstances. They have been witness to the horrific incident. They have been impacted by this horrific incident. Bringing the civic administration to the task, the local police to the task, right, who are taking bribes from these hawkers and all those people who encroached the public property, covered the manholes. They have stopped any structure which could have supported or aided the seepage of that water. They've covered everything. Right? In the name of not having a livelihood, in the name of being poor, in the name of being powerful, in the name of being strong, in the name of parking, in the name of extending their stairs or whatever they have done. See, if you come to this area, you will find out that hardly you can move. There's cannot place nearby. Right? There are major offices here, most of them. Right? There's a big 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐴 mandir here nearby. You can imagine the magnitude of demographic pressure these areas are having. And in spite of that, their level of effort to maintain the civic communities is zero. They are more conscious about boards, hoardings, how to find certain institutions, how to create any opportunity where they can earn money. Majority of them. I'm not pinpointing to anyone, anybody, right? Be it landlord, be it coaching, be it police, be it civic administration, anyone. Why? Because this is a viable market. That's the biggest issue. So whatever has happened, that is a collective failure. right? But that is very clear that failure or collective failure would be an excuse for undermining the accountability of these institutions. The institutions have to be accountable, whether it's the coaching, whether it's the civic community, whether it is the police, whether it is the local leader, where there are local representatives, urban local bodies, all of them are answerable. They need to immediately form a body comprising of dominant students of this area, whereby decisions related to even small things can be taken. The price of the food, the prices created by the restaurants, right? The prices inflated by the brokers, the prices inflated by the landlords, the prices inflated by everyone. I know most of you keep blaming and saying that coachings take a lot of money, right? Can you imagine what is the cost of rent here? Can you imagine the commercial electricity cost? Do you imagine even a small manpower you need to hire to do certain things, the amount of money he asks? You cannot imagine. So even if there are dedicated teachers and educators who actually want to teach students, right, who find passion in this profession, how are they going to do it? And on top of that, a student, good or bad, it doesn't matter, right? A student is student, one who wants to work, one who is willing to work, he will not come under a tree and study from you. So however good intent you have, whatever extraordinary effort you put in, you need a physical infrastructure. When you need an infrastructure, you have or you become vulnerable to all these aspects. So it's easy to say that people take lakhs of fee, thousands of fee, but it's not like that. The per unit cost of service delivery is too high. Who is going to control it? When it is created by market mechanisms, when it is dominated by market mechanisms, it will always happen. Well, I'm not into politics, right? I'm more of an educator. I'm an academician, right? I believe mostly in teaching, not in preaching or politics, or I do not have the acumen of being probably that celebrity teacher. So I am here just today to express my feelings, grief towards all these students, and specifically our women aspirants, our daughters, not because all of them are equally important, but I'm just using this as metaphor for all of them, daughters, because they have to fight a big battle. They fight an immense battle within the home and outside the home, both. In a place like Delhi, they have to fight multiple battles every time. Stalking, voyeurism, in general, gender disparity, a kind of what you can say, the pinpointed gaze, the way people look at them, the way societies, media, social media, the way they have objectified them. And in spite of that, we find such strong characters, strong willed daughters, women who come here, who invest their time, who fight all odds within the family, within the society, even at the institutions, even in the society where they are living. Many of the aspirants, female aspirants, right, will always be able to associate with that. That how at every aspect, right, if they need to prepare more, if they need to give them more attempts, obviously the families will be very conscious about the money they are spending. More number of attempts means more age, social pressure comes into picture. So obviously we cannot, I'm not saying we cannot lose anyone, but we cannot afford to lose our daughters at any cost. Such a scenario is not only reprehensible, it is not only to be criticized, it is to be shunned, it is to be admonished at any cost. There is no respite, there is no forgiveness for this. So just to express my grief, because this is the way I can do it. So it is about what I feel, what the daughter would have felt, any daughter would have felt who left her home to fulfill the ambitions of her parents. What parents will feel having such daughters who fight all odds and they try to work for their family, society, and country. So this is my ode, this is my prayer, this is my obeisance. Right? This is my offering to these our fellow aspirants and for all the women who are fighting their battle. I was never your daughter, I was your pride. I was never your daughter, I was your pride. I was never your vulnerability, I was your stride. I needed oars to fathom, I needed wind to wallow, I needed love to wander, your sensitivity to grow, your emotions to reason. I wanted just my own cloud to pour. I wanted just a little more. But all you gave me is delusion. We all are responsible for that. But all you gave me is a delusion, a barrage of filth, a mirage of guilt, a choked slumber, a gutter 10 feet under, a death so grimy, jammed my senses, blocked my grit, my effort, my courage was diminished, blocked my grit, ended my wit. I could not think. Ended my wit. Now nothing moves. No one proves. No one knows. Was I even there? It's all just a fair. Now it's a circus, obviously. It's all just a fair. Fair is mela, right? Fair. Politics, paisa, power, pradarshan, demonstrations. Everything now is akarshan. Now, all of these attract everyone. Before that, nobody knew anything. Politics, paisa, power, pradarshan. Everything now is just akarshan. I was not your child. I was never your daughter. I was your pride. I was your pride. Thank you all for listening. There is only one request, that kindly seek your ambitions, but do them wisely. Kindly think of yourself, but obviously don't lose the sense of community and society of which you are part. Don't be politicized. Your movement is of high moral value. Don't waste it and become pawns and puppets of someone. We all educators, everyone should help. We are there to morally support you in any way. But we no way intend, we no way have any intention to sabotage this. It is your fight, it is your finish, it is your glory. And we do We will do what we do the best. We'll always guide you, direct you mentally. So thank you so much for listening to me. I know it was slow, maybe long, lengthy, but to be honest, it was not scripted. It's from the heart. And obviously, I cannot portray this something more like a commercial advertisement, right? So obviously, you might not find it that spicy or tasty or consumable, right? But nonetheless, I had to convey what I had to. So see you, all of you. Thank you so much for listening. See you. Don't let the movement die down. The movement is not a conflict. It is just a negotiation. It's a mutual bargain, right? It's a way of voicing your opinion. Don't politicize it. Thank you.